Here we go. My first attempt at baking chocolate chip cookies or chocolate chip cookies in this case. Start with unsalted butter, about 150 to 200 grams of a good quality unsalted butter. You want to introduce them to a pot and make sure that the flame is completely low. The butter solids will separate. There will be a raft like this that comes on top, and a certain browning will happen. Look at the liquid now. At this point, take it off the flame. Put it in a mixing bowl with all the butter solids. The nice brown caramelized butter solids are going to give it a very deep, rich taste, and that's exactly what we want in our cookies, don't we? To this, we're going to add two different kinds of sugars. Brown sugar, which gives a fantastic flavor, and powdered white sugar. I've used about 2/3 cups of brown sugar and white sugar. Use a spatula and mix it into the melted butter. It becomes a nice runny mixture like this. To this, add 1 egg. I'm not sure what the vegetarian alternative to this may be yet. If you know, I'd love to know. Mix it all in. The egg obviously adds a certain amount of richness and it becomes like slime. That's right. Look at this nice, rich, slimy texture and this gorgeous brown color. Vanilla essence. You're going to need that, and baking powder. 1 teaspoon of each of these goes into the mixing bowl. Put the baking powder literally over the vanilla essence and add 1.5 teaspoons of salt. That's right. The contrast of flavors of sugar and salt creates one of the most amazing combinations. Can you see the bubbling? That's literally the activation of baking powder in the vanilla essence. Use your spatula and then add 1 and 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour and 1 full cup of chocolate chips. These are small conical shaped chocolate chips. They come in all shapes and sizes, flat pellet like. Frankly, depends on where you get it from. I prefer dark chocolate. I'm lining up my baking tray with parchment paper. Now, because I'm doing this for the first time, I was completely clueless as to what the shape of the cookie dough needs to be. So, being the Indian that I am, I made laddus and then I used the cookie cutter to give it a roundish shape. I think they're very thick, which is why they become chonk-lit cookies, chonky. This was my favoriteest bit of the recipe. It's almost meditative to just stand there in the corner, roll up the dough, line them up on the tray. I've preheated the oven at 180 degrees for 10 minutes. In they go. I've set a timer for 12 minutes at 180 degrees in the Philips OTG oven. Here we go. And they are out. The house smells so good at this point. Freshly baked chocolate chip cookies, which aren't all that flat and they're quite chunky. For my first attempt, I would say, not so bad. What do you think? It's not breaking because it is so thick and dense. Hear the crunch now. So I definitely think I can reduce the baking time to about 9 to 10 minutes so that they're slightly softer I do think these are slightly overbaked, and I definitely need to practice and experiment on making them flatter and rounder. Hope you enjoy this recipe of chocolate chip cookies